Audio Jungle.
Welcome back here to the couch for this final game of this 2025 season. Right before we head into playoffs, that will be over at Mando Field over in Ridge Park in Moxville, North Carolina. The Disco Turkeys have played 2 games prior at Mando Field, and once again that's where playoffs will be. This being the last regular season home game here at the couch. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First off, for the visiting Marion Hungry Mothers, that's going to be Grant Stone leading things off. Batting second will be the shortstop of Ronnie Hall. JT Thompson batting third over in the left. Owen Repis, the cleanup batter, batting fourth. He's over at first. Once again, Owen Repis. Luke Roberts batting fifth, playing at the number 5 position at third base. Ben Kilborn following up behind him over in right. Britt Barrier will be behind the dish. Brock Halsey will round out your infield positioning, followed by the 2 extra hitters. Caleb Johnson, the extra hitter, followed by Jacob Nestor, the DH, batting 10th. He'll be hitting for the man on the mound, that being Talon Poe. Talon Poe's pitched a handful of times here at the couch against your Disco Turkeys. Has not done all that well, as the Hungry Mothers pitching staff especially here against the Disco Turkeys, has a fairly high ERA, where the Disco Turkeys have only lost one game out of the 13 matchups so far in the season against the Hungry Mothers. That was the very first matchup, game number 2 of the regular season. The Turkeys lost 13-0 here at the Couch. Following up 2 days later on Memorial Day, the Turkeys were able to return the favor back in Marion, and since then it's all been Disco Turkeys. The lineup here tonight for your Disco Turkeys will be Hudson Morgan leading things off, followed by Andrew Hall, the DH, Elijah Palmer in center, Gage Miller at third, Oliver Cush over at first, Graham at second, Jacob Gilming in right. Behind the dish will be Brock Welch, and in the left field is going to be Norisa. On the mound starting for the first game of the season at the Couch will be Braden Rogers. We'll take a quick break here as the national anthem is being sung, and it will get set for first pitch here at the Couch.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who's fixed more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
Your story. It lives in Winston-Salem. Home to fast cars, slow-cooked barbecue, and old-fashioned charm. Where the past is ever present and the future's as bright as a blue Carolina sky. Your story is the story of Winston-Salem, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Whether it's breaking news...
Welcome back here into the couch for this final regular season home game. This one being between the Carolina Disco Turkeys and the Marion Hungry Mothers. This being the inaugural season for the Hungry Mothers. They've had a fairly solid season so far as they look to go into the playoffs. That's going to be over at Mando Field between your Disco Turkeys, Hungry Mothers, URA Wampus Cats, and the Catawba Valley All-Stars. As for the season, the Disco Turkeys have had the Marion Hungry Mothers number, if you will. The Disco Turkeys have won all but one game against the Hungry Mothers on the season. That's all the way back on game number 2 of the regular season. Braden Rogers is on the mound, and we are set to get started. First pitch missing upstairs, ball 1. As we have 2 outs on the scoreboard. I know it's not what you have up, but for some reason that's what it's showing.
They can't do nothing about it.
It's not. Oh, that's the wrong.
They don't have it up.
On the mound for your Disco Turkeys, number 10, Marion Rogers.
There we go. Apologies there, as we're still here to the leadoff man of the game. That's Grant Stone. That one missing outside.
At least ball 3. I don't know if we got a strike or not.
At least a 3-0 count here from the leadoff man. Apologies here, technical difficulties on the in-game scoreboard as that's chop foul down the left field side. Full count here to the leadoff man against Grant Stone. For the Hungry Mothers, it's going to be Stone, Ronnie Hall, and JT Thompson set to get things started here in the top half of the first. Apologies here, top half of the first. Rogers working from the stretch, fires at home, the payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 of the night goes to Braden Rogers. After falling behind early in the count to Grant Stone, able to work it right back for punch-out number 1. And what a great start here for the Disco Turkeys. And a much-needed start here, as yesterday's game against the Wampus Cats ended up being a not-so-nice favor. Ended up losing that one 17-10. First pitch called a strike here to the 2-hole of Ronnie Hall, the shortstop for the Hungry Mothers. Fastball catches the outside corner. Rogers able to get ahead in the count 0-2. Rogers attending Davie County High School before attending his freshman year at Barton College, where he intends to go back next season for his sophomore year. The 0-2 offering here bounces down in the turf. Didn't draw a swing from Hall, so the count falls to 1-2. The Disco Turkeys' fellow shortstop set to lead things off in the home half. That's going to be Hudson Morgan, making his first appearance here at the couch in a while, if you will. I expected to see him in the lineup last night, but the Disco Turkeys' coaching staff decided to go with someone else. As Hudson Morgan starting things off here, playing in the outfield grass before slowly working in on the infield portion. The 1-2, down and out once again, not drawing a swing from Hall. Never lifting his bat off his shoulder as the count evens 2-2 here on Carolina Classic Fair Night. There will be post-game fireworks, hopefully brought to you here on YouTube as well, as they're going to be a little bit of a different position as what they were back on July 4th. Fouled off into the stands. Count remains 2-2. The fireworks here tonight are going to be down the first base line, back where the fair takes place, or where all the rides are, that is, takes place during the fair. The 2-2. Catches a hard on the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts here from Braden Rogers. 2 up, 2 down. Will take us to JT Thompson. As for Ronnie Hall, once again, never lifting his bat off his shoulder. He knew it was strike 3 the entire way, but just a little bit too late to do anything. Brings us 2 outs here in the top half of the first for Thompson. Once again, the home half's going to be Morgan, Hall, and Palmer. Able to bring a swing out on Thompson as he swung over top of it. A little bit of an off-speed pitch as Thompson looked like he was expecting a fastball. As Rogers fires the 0-1. Off-speed pitch catches the outside corner, and Rogers is in a rhythm. 0-2 here to the 3-hole. Center fielder Palmer shifting over to his right, expecting if Thompson makes contact, he's going to be a little bit late. The 0-2 delivery here up and out. 1-2. Coming alongside Palmer shifted to their left. That's going to be to our right. Closer down to that first base line. Big gap in the left center field to the right-handed hitter. Just able to stay alive. A.J. Lewis, the pitching coach, nearly able to snag it there at the dugout. One and two the count here to the 3-hole of Thompson. Already 2 strikeouts on the night from Rogers. 1-2 offering upstairs. Count evens 2-2 here once again. As we're still 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. That will do it. Catches the outside corner. A 3-strikeout inning from Braden Rogers takes us to the home half of the first. Coming back here, home half of the first. The last first at bat here for the Turkeys of this 2025 regular season campaign. This one coming into the hands of Hudson Morgan. Man on the mound for the Hungry Mothers, that's Talon Poe, as his first pitch misses up and in on Morgan. As Morgan already in a little bit of a hitter's count. Ahead in the count here. 93 degrees here at the couch. Down on the turf, you know it feels a lot hotter as Morgan watches that one go by. 0-2. Oh, 1-1 that is, apologies. As the first pitch was up and in. Woo! 2 pitches in and already confused. That one misses the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. It appeared that Braden Rogers was getting a little bit of that outside corner called back in the top half of the first. So far, Talonpo hasn't been able to find the zone. As a 2-1 chop fouled straight back into the netting. As here to Hudson Morgan, he's down to his last strike. As for Talonpo, he hasn't done all that solid against the Disco Turkeys in this regular season. Gonna try and get you his stats thanks to the Marion Hungry Mothers Game Changer account. The 2-2's upstairs, full count. Talonpo's thrown 12 and a third innings of work so far. Has a 5.6 ERA over the course of those 12 innings. Chop down the third base side, that's going to go foul. We'll redo the 3-2 count. So far, there's been no base runners from either side. A quick 1-2-3 inning from Braden Rogers. Trying to work here in the first is Morgan. The Hungry Mothers up to this point 8-10 on the season, as this is going to be shot just over the head of Hall at short into left field. Thompson able to get it in quickly. A leadoff single here from Hudson Morgan. It took a little bit of time back yesterday to get that first base hit. Here tonight it comes to the leadoff man.
Next on the DH, number 14, Andrew Hall.
The Disco Turkeys with 0 stolen bases last night. Let's see if something happens here tonight. With Hudson Morgan. Decent sized lead over at first. Talonpo not the quickest to the plate. Won't take on the first pitch as that went inside, nearly clipping Andrew Hall, the 2-hole. As it's Hall, Palmer, and Miller set to do up here for the Turkeys.
That throw to first is going to be tough. Looking right into the sun.
1-0 count. Leadoff man Morgan's on base as he 1-0 misses upstairs. Talonpo already working from the stretch here. As Braden Rogers is going to be able to get a little bit of a break here before heading back out to the second. The 2-0 catches the top half of the zone. Looked a little bit questionable from here. Regardless, called a strike from the home plate umpire. Marking it back now 2-1. As for Hall, that would have put in a very hitters-friendly count, where it would have been 3 balls and no strikes. Staying put at first is a Hardy cut there, ends up just barely getting a piece of it. As we have a 2-2 count to Andrew Hall. From being in a big hitters count to 2-2 is a huge difference. But Braden Rogers back in the top half was able to get out of it as well. As for the Turkeys, they're hoping Poe's not. Morgan takes off for a second. Will not matters. That comes up and in and clips a piece of Andrew Hall.
Next up is fielder number 16, Elijah Palmer.
Checking on the runner at second's Poe. Back pick over the second. As Housy's able to hold on to it, but Morgan's able to get back in safely. And at the plate, that's Elijah Palmer. Upstairs, 1-0 is the first pitch here to the 3-hole of Palmer. Still nobody out here for the Disco Turkeys. Fouled straight back into the netting. Now a ball and a strike. Fouled off down the first baseline. That's going to go up into the seating. Now a ball and 2 strikes. I fixed it. The stream's going to go out in between innings. I have to fix something. A ball and 2 strikes here. Runners first and second. It's Morgan and Hall. That pitch misses inside to Palmer. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little bit of an occurrence here from Talon Poe, reaching a 2-2 count. So far it's happened to all 3 batters. Foul tip straight back. Catcher of Bayer not able to hold on to it, as the count remains 2-2. Once again, Morgan and Hall are your 2 base runners. Hudson Morgan reaching on a leadoff single. Andrew Hall reaching on a hit by pitch while Morgan was attempting to steal second. And that's where we sit here in the home half of the first. Infield shifting over towards the third base bag as that goes up over the head of Palmer. Nearly clipped him for back-to-back hit by pitches. Talon Poe, a little bit of early command issues as the Disco Turkeys are in a huge chance here in a sense to break this one open. First and second, nobody out. The first 2 base runners able to reach safely. And a man on deck, that's Gage Miller. Fires it home, popped up shallow center field. Stone coming in on it. Ranching to his left. Are we going to have a play at third? We will not, but Morgan advances to third. That'll put runners now first and third with an out.
He did his job.
Palmer doing his job there. While Morgan tags up and reaches the third. Gage Miller with a chance to bring home the first run of the game. Third baseman of Roberts playing even with the third base bag. First baseman of Repus holding on the runner at first. Up and in, clips the helmet. Another hit by pitch. Second hit by pitch of the inning will bring up the coach here for the Hungry Mothers. We'll take a quick break here as it appears that Gage Miller is doing okay. Bases are loaded. 1 out here for the Disco Turkeys. Once again, going to take a quick break. Coming back here, it's going to be Oliver Kush. Base is loaded, 1 out. Time for the Disco Turkeys to do some damage. No runs have yet to come across on 1 hit for the Turkeys. First pitch called a strike here to Kush. Needing a ball put in play, negating a double play at that. Once again, as we have bases loaded.
First pitch wasn't a strike.
Morgan at third, Hall at second, Miller, the runner over at first. 2 hit by pitches and 1 base knock so far is the line score here against Talon Poe with a 1 fly out to center. Upstairs 2-1. Morgan tried to advance a second on a stolen base. That was before Hall was hit by a pitch. Well, on the same pitch that hit Andrew Hall. Then advanced a third on the flyout. Was able to tag up. Fouled straight back into the netting. And here once again another 2-2 count.
Sick of seeing that you're breaking in now.
My thing's showing fine. Base is still loaded here. Infield, corner infield, that is playing in. As that pitch just missed the top half of the zone. Looked very solid from here. So we'll take another look at it. Payoff pitch upcoming here for Oliver Kush. A big pitch here coming from Talon Poe. Fires it home, catches the inside corner, sits him down looking. Oliver Kush was looking for ball 4. Instead it was not, and now it's going to take a base hit from Lucas Graham in order to bring home the first run of the afternoon.
Next up, second baseman, number 5, Lucas Graham.
Needing to be a little bit of timely hitting here for the Turkeys. Bases are loaded. Now 2 outs after having bases loaded with an out. Alongside that, having 2 runners on with nobody out. Foul tip straight back into the netting, 0-1. Man waiting on deck is Jacob Gilming, the right fielder. The second baseman of Graham currently up to the dish. And the left-handed hitter against the right-handed throw in Talon Poe. The 0-1 here popped up third base side into the stands it goes. Nobody there to make the grab. And just like that, Talon Poe's been able to work himself into a good situation here. No balls and 2 strikes. To the 6th batter of the inning. The most batters you can have up in an inning without giving up a run. The 0-2 offering. Swung on a miss. That sits down the side. Back-to-back strikeouts from Talon Poe sends us to the top half of the second. Braden Rogers set to come back out onto the mound. Coming back here into the second inning of work, set to lead things off is going to be the 4-hole of Owen Repis. Braden Rogers once again out for his second inning of work. His first inning goes as follows. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. A 3-strikeout first inning against Stonehall and Thompson. Defensive alignment here for the Turkeys goes Issa in left, Palmer center, Gilming over and right, Miller, Morgan, Graham, Kush is your infield. The door's locked. Is it 1-0? The 1-0 offering fouls right back into the netting. Count evens 1-1 here to Owen Repus. Once again, Rogers out on the mound. Second inning of work. Here in the inning, it's going to be Repus, Roberts, and Kilborn. As for the Hungry Mothers, they're batting 10 here tonight. The Disco Turkeys batting 9. Swung over top of the off-speed pitch, and Repus down to his last strike. 1-2. The offering swung at, pitched down in the turf, able to keep it in front of him as Welch fires over the cush at first. Able to retire him on a drop third strike. 4th strikeout of the night here from Braden Rogers. This will bring up the third baseman of Luke Roberts.
Next up, third baseman number 2, Luke Roberts.
The Disco Turkeys heading to the home half of the second. If they're able to avoid a 1-2-3 inning, they will send it back to the top lineup for Hudson Morgan as they have the 7-8-9 due up. That's going to be Gilming, Welch, and Norisa. Fouled hard down the third base line, had a chance to keep it fair at the bag. As for Miller, he gave it one look, knew it was going to go foul, and just let it be. Rogers back on the mound. The left-hander throwing from the left side of the rubber. That's going to work increasingly well against those right-handed batters. Able to hide the ball that much longer from the eyesight of whichever batter you want to bring up. No balls and 2 strikes here to Roberts. Looking for punch-out number 5 of the afternoon here in only the second inning. Rogers fires down and out. Trying a little bit too hard as he overthrew it downstairs. 1-2. 1-2 catches the outside corner, sits him down looking. A little bit of a generous call there, but one nonetheless. 5th strikeout of the afternoon here from Braden Rogers. This will bring up Ben Kilborn. The right fielder due up here now for the Hungry Mothers, followed up by the catcher and second baseman. First pitch offering here, fastball catches the outside corner, 0-1. Barrier still with the shin guards on down on the on-deck circle, if you will. There's no technical circle here at the couch, but in that general area. Fouled off, 0-2. The Hungry Mothers looking just to put a ball in play. The third baseman of Miller talking over with the left fielder of Norisa about when will a ball be hit to him. Won't happen here. Catches the inside corner, sits him down looking. 6 strikeouts in 2 innings. Zeros going to the home half of the second. Coming back here, home half of the second inning. Set to lead things off is going to be Jacob Gilming, Brock Welch, and Norisa. The Turkeys in the first inning had a leadoff single hit by pitch. Put runners first and second, nobody out. A flyout sent Hudson Morgan over to third, followed by another hit by pitch, so bases loaded and an out. Not able to get a single run. First pitch here misses inside from Talon Poe, making his second inning of work. As for the other side, Braden Rogers has been lights out. 2, 3 strikeout innings. Shot right back up the middle. Going to be a tough play from Hall. Trying to fire it over the Repus. That's going to be in time for out number 1 of the inning.
Next up, the catcher, number 11.
This is going to bring up Brock Welch. Still going to make it through the first time through the lineup. This is going to be the 8th hole out of 9. Norisa waiting on deck. And then we'll have the top of Hudson Morgan, who's 1 for 1 so far tonight. Popped down the left field side, giving it a chase is Roberts. Right there at the dugout, leaning over and just going to let it go. Lucky chance there. A lot of foul room between the left field foul line and the Disco Turkey dugout. No balls and a strike here to the second batter of the inning, that being a Brock Welch. Waiting for Roberts to get back over the third. Poe stepping back onto the mound now. Brock Welch in the box as we're set to go on the 0-1. Swing and a miss there. Hardy cut. Sends him down to his last strike, 0-2. Once again, Norisa waiting on deck. Norisa last night was hitless through 9 innings, though he had 1 walk for a run scored. Line shot into left field. That's going to drop down for at least 1. Thompson and Stone giving it a ride. There in the left center field gap. Stone's going to bring it in, but a stand-up double from Welch. This will bring up the 9th hole of Norisa. Another chance here with a runner in scoring position for the Turkeys. The catcher showing off some pop here in the early goings as the scoreboard is having some confusion here in the arena. 1-0. Left-handed hitting Norisa. Up and out, 2-0.
This is why I don't sit with this pitching. Because my mouth gets in the way. I don't want to get nasty and mad. That's the recording thing.
The 2-0 here just catches the outside corner. A little bit of a generous call. Works it back 2-1. Runner on second. That's Brock Welch after reaching on a 1-out double. The second base knock so far for the Turkeys. Walking lead over at second, gonna stay put as this pitch misses upstairs. 3-1 now the count. As the Turkeys are looking to threaten again here in the second inning. They had bases loaded with 1 out in the first before leaving them stranded with back-to-back strikeouts against Cush and Graham. Hall holding on the runner at second will not matter as that's popped up left field side. Left fielder Thompson calling for it. Able to make the one-handed grab, leaving Brock Welch over at second. Second out of the inning. We'll bring up the leadoff man of Hudson Morgan.
Now batting the shortstop, number 8, Hudson Morgan.
Hudson Morgan's 1 for 1 so far tonight, the right-handed hitter. His one hit was singling into left field. Once again, that was to the leadoff man back in the first. Ended up being stranded on third. Attempted to steal second, ended up reaching on second on a hit by pitch. and advance to third while attacking up on a fly out to center. 1-0 the count here to Morgan. Big gap in the right center field hole. So 1-0's fired in, trying to get it there as it's lined right to the second baseman. That will be the third out. 0 is going to the top of the third. Coming back here, top of the third inning, Braden Rogers will continue his work. So far, he has 6 strikeouts over the course of 2 innings. Set to lead things off will be Britt Berry, the catcher for the Hungry Mothers. It's going to be Barrier Halsey and Caleb Johnson. Left-hander on left-hander here, set to start things off. First pitch down and in, ball 1 from Rogers. For the Disco Turkeys, it's Issa, Palmer, Gelming, your outfield, Miller, Morgan, Graham, and Cush around the infield. Broken bat, but right towards the third baseman of Miller. First ball put in play here against Braden Rogers. Will not matter here, got the firewood. Something Braden Rogers, I believe, would take more than getting a strikeout.
Firewood?
Here comes Brock Halsey, the second baseman. Back to another right-handed batter against the left-handed Rogers. First pitch upstairs will be left behind 1-0. Halsey, Johnson, and Nestor, the 3 do up before going back to the top of the lineup. 1-0 offering here, once again up and out, 2-0. Shade slowly starting to cover most of the infield. Well, the infield grass portion, if you will. Downstairs bounces 3-0. The first 3-0 count here from Rogers to anyone on the Hungry Mothers batting staff. Woo! The 3-0 offering here down the heart of the plate just misses downstairs. First base runner against Braden Rogers. If anyone wants to jinx it, it's got to be his mom, who left her seats to come in the AC. First pitch here, and Johnson misses outside. 5 straight balls from Braden Rogers. Rogers throwing from the stretch since pitch number 1 of the night, so he's not afraid to throw from the stretch. As that's popped up foul ground, giving it a right. Cush trying to go down into the dugout as he will. Wouldn't have mattered as he got out of play. Didn't catch it regardless, but a strike nonetheless against Rogers. Base runner on first is Brock Halsey, reaching on a 4-pitch walk after the pop fly to the third baseman of Miller. He's got one broken bat here in the third inning. Pickoff move over the first, keeping barrier honest. Not one of the things we see a lot of here during summer ball, especially here from the Turkeys, are pickoff moves. As that shot over the shortstop first base hit here against Rogers. And this coming to the 9 hole of Caleb Johnson, the extra hitter. Honors first and second, now and out against the 10 hole of Jacob Nestor.
Now batting the designated, number 33, Jacob Nestor.
Still one pitch away from getting out of it. Turkey starting 2 double plays last night, and here's a chance for one. Morgan to Graham to Cush in plenty of time. 6-4-3 double play takes us out of it. To the home half of the third we go. Coming back here, home half of the third inning. Moving quickly through this one, just under 30 minutes of play. Apologies here as I'm in my... I stand corrected. Regardless here, first pitch misses inside to Andrew Hall. He's the number 2 batter for the Disco Turkeys. The DH reached on a hit by pitch back in the first and ended up being stranded on second. Braden Rogers, very solid inning back in the top half as that's popped foul. If he was able to line that one out, that would have been a chance at the wall. Regardless, a long high strike leads to a 1-1 count to Andrew Hall. Braden Rogers threw 6 punch-outs through the first 2 innings, and here in the third, got a pop out to third on a broken bat, followed by a 4-pitch walk, a single, and then a double play. A very solid line so far here from Rogers. So that sends us to this home half of the inning. So momentum going for the Turkeys as Andrew Hall is hopeful to find a way to get on base. He did back in the first inning before once again being stranded on second. The 1-2 offering here upstairs is a count evens 2-2. This being the Carolina Classic Fair night. There's going to be post-game fireworks. That's going to be down the first base line. A little bit of a different spot than what we're used to for the July 4th games. The 2-2 offering fouled straight back into the netting. Count remains 2-2. There's a couple kids sitting front row here in front of us playing cards. Playing with a deck of cards. Here comes a 2-2 to Andrew Hall. Talon Postill on the mound for a starting of work. This has a chance to be the first run of the afternoon. Shot down the left field line at the wall. Gone! Lead-off home run here in the third inning for Andrew Hall. Gave it a ride down the left field line, just hugging around the pole. Dropped right in front of the bushes as well. Regardless if it goes 311 or 400 feet, it counts the same. 1-0 in favor of your Turkeys.
The only place it was going to go out was right there.
310 down the left field line, and that ball traveled no further than 311. Shortest part of the ball field for that right-handed hitter, besides that 300 down the right field line. Chop down the third base side, having to hurry. Roberts in time to Reapus, able to pick it out. Says it was on the transfer, not able to hold on to it. Infield umpire says he was out regardless. A little bit of a lucky play there as Palmer's retired after the home run. And that's the first run scored of the night. This one coming off the arm of Talon Poe to Andrew Hall. One nothing is your score here in the third inning. Now up is Gage Miller. Shot fouled, and this one's going to go into the Disco Turkey dugout. Starting off here 0-1. The 0-1 offering here catches the inside corner down to his last strike. Started off with a leadoff home run followed by a one-pitch ground out to third. And now here's a chance from a punch-out for Talon Poe. Two strikeouts on the night from Poe. That one's down and out, 1-2. He's given up 2 hits as well. 1 hit in the first, 1 hit in the second, and here, 3 hits, 1 hit in the third. And 1 in each of his innings so far. Wording that a little bit better as that's fouled off down the first base side. Couple of kids giving chases. That comes right back down from the concourse. The one kid that gave it a chase ends up coming away with it. There are 2 other kids around it. And I thought we're going to be able to get there first. Fortunately for them, they weren't. Outside, not called a strike. That looks like it would have been called from Braden Rogers. On deck waiting, that's going to be Oliver Cush. That's where Miller, he's reached on a hit by pitch. That's the one that went up and in and clipped him in part of the helmet. The count 2-2, fires in, fouled. This one's going to go into the parking lot. Has eyes for a car. Well, the 2 kids that were playing cards have stopped. Two and two, the count here to Gage Miller. Following him will be Oliver Cush and Lucas Graham, both of them striking out in the first inning. First baseman Reapus slowly starting to creep in. As that pitch misses upstairs, full count. Two close pitches here that Miller's been able to lay off on, which could have gone either way. As for Talon Poe, he's looking for the second out of the inning. The payoff pitch fouled straight back into the netting. That pitch is a little bit upstairs, but that would have been a questionable call either way regardless. As Miller was able to fight that one off, the count remains full. Back-to-back payoff pitches. The payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. That one was definitely a ball as that ran up and in. Gage Miller, in a sense, improves his night as he remains 0 for 0. This will bring up Kush. He's 0 for 1 so far. Trying to look for another base hit here in the third inning. So far, there's been one. That was a leadoff home run to Andrew Hall. Runner on first, Miller reaching on a walk. Big jump taking off for a second. That goes up and in. That doesn't clip Kush. So a stolen base here for Gage Miller.
He never looks at the runner on first.
Gage Miller not even having to go in sliding as there was no throw. The 1-0 goes up and in here once again to Kush. Back-to-back pitches up and in. That's 3 straight from Talon Poe. The one that ended up walking Miller and the 2 that has started here to Kush. Talon Poe has come back from a 2-0 count, ended up striking out 1. As that pitch upstairs once again, 3-0. Both Hall and Halsey, the middle infield combo, holding on the runner at second, that being Gage Miller after the stolen base. A 3-0 down and out, nearly got away from barrier. So a 4-pitch walk, back-to-back walks here for the Turkeys will bring up Lucas Graham as this inning will continue. Turkeys had bases loaded with an out back in the first inning. Lucas Graham ended up being the third out of that inning, stranding Morgan, Hall, and Miller on the base pass. Trying to avoid doing that here again in the third inning. First pitch outside, Bader having to get up from his crouch just to keep it in front of him. One of the Disco Turkeys not currently playing went out behind of left field to get that home run ball that Andrew Hall hit. The 1-0 lined into right field. Halsey nearly able to make the grab. Runners will only be able to advance 90 feet as if Halsey was able to make that play. Would have had a chance to double up. Gage Miller back at second. Two hits so far here in the third inning, one being a single and a right from Graham. It has to be the same inning. And Andrew Hall's home run to lead things off in the inning. We have a mound visit, so we'll take a quick timeout here. Bases loaded with an out. One run has come across. That was Andrew Hall. Coming back here, bases loaded in the third inning. Disco Turkey's trying to break it open. It's Jacob Gilming. Hard to cut there, 0-1. We had the same situation back in the first inning, and as you can see on the scoreboard, no runs came across. It was a back-to-back strikeouts is how that came to rest, and that was against Talon Poe as well. The 0-1 hits the outside corner down to his last strike. As Jacob Gilming just needing to find some way to put this ball in play. Down in the count 0-2. Poe delivers. Downstairs, had a chance. As for Gilming, he never lifted the bat off his shoulder, knowing that pitch was going to be down and out. 1-2. Corner infielders playing in, middle infielders playing that double play depth. The Disco Turkeys were able to close out the top half of the inning with a 6-4-3 double play. Disco Turkeys trying to avoid being the same victim of that outcome here in the home half. Count evens 2-2 for what appears to be a lot of times here tonight. Down and out 3-2. Most of the counts here against the Disco Turkeys have ended up being a 2-2 count. Full count here. Only 2 walks against the Disco Turkeys has been Talon Poe. Both of those coming here in the third inning. That was back-to-back walks from Gage Miller and Oliver Cush. Popped up, foul ground, Repas giving it a chase. Able to make the grab on the full count. Now we're down to the last hope here, and that's going to be Brock Welch. Bases remaining loaded, now 2 outs. Same thing's going to happen. Same thing's going to happen. Leave him stranded. Runner on third, Gage Miller. Helmet off in disgust after Gilming's pop out and foul ground. Gonna have to try and reset here as it's gonna take a base hit now to score 1 or possibly 2. Hardy cut there, 0-1. Miller, Cush, and Graham, the 3 base runners on the base path. Miller reaching on a walk, Cush with a walk, and then Graham with a single. The 0-1 shot left field. Thompson giving it a right at the wall. Able to make the grab 2 steps away from the outfield fence. That will leave him stranded here once again. 1 run did come across the score, though. That was on the solo shot from Andrew Hall. 5 feet away from a grand slam to break it open. But Thompson able to bring it back into the ballpark. 1-0 going to the top of the 4th.
Your story. It lives in Winston-Salem. Home to fast cars, slow-cooked barbecue, and old-fashioned charm. Where the past is ever present and the future's as bright as a blue Carolina sky. Your story is the story of Winston-Salem, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Whether it's breaking news in places no one else sees or capturing the natural beauty of our state. And here in the Winston-Salem Journal is where it comes to life.
We'll have to wait for the fireworks.
Coming back here, top of the fourth inning, it's going to be Grant Stone. He struck out back in the first inning, leading to 6 straight strikeouts from Braden Rogers. He's looked solid so far through the first 3, coming through the second time of the batting lineup. The Disco Turkeys were able to take a 1-0 lead back in the home half of the third thanks to the leadoff home run from Andrew Hall before leaving bases loaded for the second time tonight.
Well, first one at the couch that's not Ty best speed, but Andrew Hall has good power. Unfortunately, leaving bases loaded, but those are mistakes that could come back to haunt you in a tight ball game like this.
It definitely could. Although Jacob Gilman nearly had a chance for a grand slam, just not even 10 feet away from putting that one out of the ballpark too. A little bit of a check swing over the first. Kush flipping over the Rogers just a tad late. An infield single will start things off here from Grant Stone.
Yeah, just ate him up there on the pick and couldn't really get a clean transfer, but a valiant effort nonetheless.
The first base runner to reach safely against the Disco Turkeys, and more importantly, Braden Rogers. And apologies here, kind of work on the scoreboard as it currently showing it's against the Wampus Cats. That's not correct, as we're playing the Hungry Mothers here tonight. First pitch here misses outside to Ronnie Hall. Once again, he was one of the 6 strikeout victims through the first 2 innings.
6 strikeouts through 3 innings is an immaculate pace, if you will, and honestly, they need that depth coming out of their starting pitching, considering the bullpen game last night and in a blowout loss to Uwari. A strong outing here could mean the difference between winning this ball game and putting yourself in a big hole come playoff time.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the first playoff game's Tuesday night as well. So it's a quick turnaround between the end of the regular season and playoffs.
That will play a factor with how they mentally prepare and rest up, especially with newcomers coming into the team, ideally looking for pitching and starting depth.
As you were mentioning, if the Turkeys were able to win this game, it would give them momentum going into Tuesday night. But if they lose tonight, how are they going to respond coming into Tuesday? Braden Roger with a throwing error as coming around second base is going to be Grant Stone reaching into third. Now a runner on third, nobody out to the 2-hole of Ronnie Hall.
Just a tough pickoff there, and allowing that second base is what really makes it almost frustrating if you're a player, because you're okay with giving up at least one, but now you have a man seriously in a scoring position in a tight ball game and with a decent hitter at the plate.
This will bring the infield in, as that one run does mean a lot here in the top of the fourth. Nearly halfway through this game already. Turn it down. Okay.
That. Your game.
Okay.
Just a little.
The 3-1 fouled straight back into the netting, down to his last strike. This is a big bet here from Ronnie Hall to Braden Rogers, as Braden Rogers needing to get back into a rhythm. But if you're the Hungry Mothers, this is a chance to at least tie it.
Well, we were speaking about momentum, and momentum into the playoffs is huge, but momentum on the mound is even bigger, because it doesn't matter what you do on Tuesday. What matters is you win today, and you have to get that momentum going into it. There really is no margin for error tonight.
One of those teams that will be playing in the playoffs will be this very same Marion Hungry Mothers, alongside last night's Wampus Cats team, and the team we haven't played yet, the Catawba Valley All-Star team. Strikeout number 7 of the night from Braden Rogers. Once again, a big out there, leaves a runner on third, now with an out, as Ronnie Hall falls 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Well, we saw it last night where a pitcher's confidence really determines how they're going to play and how this team's going to hold up to it. We saw Gallagher come in and absolutely dominate and put in a little bit of a show on the mound there. You think anything of Rogers, coming into this?
No, and Rogers from high school through his first year of college He's not that type of guy to show as much emotion. He's there to do his job and just do it well.
Well, you can't ask for anything better, especially in a scenario like this.
Runner on third's Grant Stone after reaching on an infield single. Pitch down in the turf. Draws a swing from Thompson. Looked like he was going golfing.
Could have grabbed my sandwich on that one, boys. Well, I mean, it's beautiful weather for it. Just sucks to get a tee time right about now.
The 1-1 offering here once again downstairs. This one will not draw a swing from Thompson. Learned his lesson from the last pitch.
Well, giving in pitches and giving at-bats away is going to be a big factor in a tight game, and you can't really stress enough how chasing in that dirt gives a pitcher that little bit of confidence to put his stuff on the mark.
Wanted to draw a swing there. Instead, he holds up 3-1 now. As for Braden Rogers, he's walked one. That was back in the third inning to Brock Halsey. Ended up being involved in a double play. Called a strike as JT Thompson thought that was ball 4. And we are back to another full count. Last one resulting in a strikeout to Ronnie Hall. Another big pitch here coming from Rogers. Fires it in, downstairs, ball 4.
Showing a little bit of emotion there, slapping the glove, but we got a rosin bag this time, so it ain't gonna be a grip problem.
And that's Rogers' personal one. He brought it out to the mound, and he'll take it off the mound after each inning. After each half inning, that is.
Well, I understand being protective of one's property, and I'd hate to give the advantage to the other team.
A timeout here for the runner on first. To tie his shoe. Let's hopefully this doesn't break the rhythm of Rogers.
Oh, if you're Rogers, you're thinking, get him some Velcro.
Man up to the plate, the first baseman of Owen Repis. He was the first strikeout victim in the second inning. Pickoff move over the first, keeping him honest. This one is able to be held in by Kush. So far, 2 hits on the afternoon from the Hungry Mothers. No runs to show for it. As for the Turkeys, 1 run on 3 hits. First pitch here, downstairs in the turf. 1-0. Bullpen warming up here for the Hungry Mothers. We'll see if they bring Talon Poe back in for his 4th inning of work, or if they'll bring in this newcomer. It's going to be a left-hander, about a 3/4 arm slot. As that one just misses inside once again, 2-0.
Hopefully his rhythm isn't completely shattered, but you got the double play set up with first and third, and you can see that middle infield back. Just preventing that run from coming across at third is huge.
Back
and that's going to be
over
a
the
back
first,
pick.
gets in the right field. That's going to bring home Grant Stone as JT Thompson advances to second.
Tough exchange there. His 2 throwing errors really just lead that run to come across, and that's just not how you want to put one on the board. But if you're Marion, you'll take him any way you can get with the runner in scoring position, and any base hit really puts the pressure on.
Called a strike here, 2-1 as this game is tied up at 1 apiece here in the 4th. The Disco Turkeys were able to add 1 thanks to the leadoff home run from Andrew Hall. That being an earned run against Talon Poe. This 1 run here in this top half is definitely an unearned run, but it doesn't matter. A run's a run.
Stat sheet doesn't lie, but neither does the scoreboard, and all that matters is what that final score is at the end of the game.
Popped up right field side, giving it a chase is Gilming. Not able to make the grab as it 1 hops the outfield wall. Throw comes into second base as coming around third plate. The plate in time. Welch able to find the tag. Jumping over him, but not able to get there was JT Thompson.
An immense effort, as I thought he about leaped him and came across. Looking like Super Mario over there.
Taking 1 run off for Marion.
an excellent relay to cut down a run. I just gotta wonder whether he was really chugging it around second and coming to third or not, because it looks like he held up and tried to tag all the way.
Yes, they shall have two.
Wow.
Yeah.
The 1-0 from Rogers, runner on second, swung on and missed. It's 1-1, and hopefully that doesn't let him affect him coming into this game, giving up a throwing error. But a huge momentum booster, cutting down someone from the wall.
A big play there at that. Keeps it a 1-1 game where that would have more than likely changed the momentum. Ground out the short. Morgan over the cush in plenty of time. Sets down the side. The one run does come across. And it's Grant Stone who advanced first to third on a throwing error, followed by scoring on another throwing error.
Some unearned runs, but momentum still in the Turkeys' favor.
To the home half of the fourth they go. It's one apiece. Well, I missed something. Coming back here, bottom of the fourth inning we go. Set to lay things off. It's going to be left-handed hitting Norisa against Talon Poe. So far in the night, Issa's 0 for 1 flying out to the left fielder. Remember what the last out for the Turkeys was? Remember what the last out for the Turkeys was? It was the bases loaded. Strikeout?
No. Hit the short.
Look up.
Hit the short.
1-0 to Norisa. Shot into right field. Base hit for Issa. Thought about trying to get the play out at first. Instead, he'll hold against it. A leadoff base knock here will take us to the top of the lineup for Hudson Morgan.
I believe that's his first one as a Turkey, too. Congratulations to him, and
Indeed so, back in game number 1 of his disco turkey career, at least here at the couch. He reached on a walk last night and ended up coming across the score, so he has 1 run scored as it looks like we're having a
Catcher.
equipment malfunction here for the catcher. It looks like he's getting a new glove or a new batting glove to go underneath his glove. But Norisa was able to get his first hit as a turkey here at the couch.
Congratulations. Well, it's his first hit in general. We ain't been on the road yet, but he'll get used to that Rich Park atmosphere, I'll say that. And the quirky dimensions, too.
Up to the top of the lineup for Hudson Morgan, 1 for 2 so far, singling to left and lining out towards the second baseman. First pitch inside, called a strike. But as for Norisa, he'll stay put at first as that just got away from barrier.
Well, we've seen the green light been given several times throughout this season, but
In this 1-1 game,
I don't know if you want to really put a green light out there. You got to be a bit more conservative.
the 0-1 offering here outside, just about 2 baseballs off the plate, leads to a 1-1 count here to Morgan. Andrew Hall waiting on deck, has the 1 RBI and the 1 run scored. That was a leadoff shot in the third, that is.
Well, let's see if he can do it again here.
Ty Vespi did it just a few weeks ago. Gonna be a tough play for the right fielder Kilborn. That's gonna drop in foul ground. A long strike puts him to 2 strikes against Morgan.
Well, you still got new life, and he's been able to see it so far today and seeing it well. So I'd still be concerned even after fouling 1 off if you're a pitcher. He's going to be a man I'd earmark all night.
And now with a 2-strike approach, it's going to be a lot tougher to fool him on off-speed pitch as he's just going to be able to fight anything you throw at him. A 1-2 offering, as I was just mentioning, fouling off that off-speed, keeping it a 1-2 count.
Well, he's going to fight, and he's really not one to go down looking. And is he really even a strikeout guy?
Not at all. That's why I'm surprised I didn't see him in the lineup last night against the Wampus Cats.
Oh, we could have used a guy like him.
The 1-2 offering here outside, count evens 2-2. Morgan never lifted his bat off his shoulder. As we're back to another 2-2 count.
Well, we've seen long at-bats out of these turkey hitters, and it's going to continue all night. And that's going to be shot through the gap into right field.
Advancing around second is Nor Issa. Who comes into third and up to second is Hudson Morgan. Back-to-back base knocks, and this time Morgan's able to get it past the glove of Halsey. Not something he was able to do in his second at-bat.
Just a great piece of hitting there, and you can see that 2-strike approach coming into play. Sitting back on his back foot and just letting the ball do the work, and finds a gap in a hole and gets a double out of it.
Another chance. Runner second and third, nobody out. Now, Turkeys have had bases loaded 1 out twice so far tonight, and they haven't been able to do anything with it.
Well, you can't let that continue much longer, and you need base knocks if you're going to win this game.
And Andrew Hall so far has reached base safely in both of his bats thus far. A home run in his last one and a hit by pitch before that. Through the wickets, a Bayer going to be a play at the plate. Will draw no throw. Bayer taking the sweet time back to the backstop as Nor Issa comes in for his 2nd run of his Disco Turkey career.
Oh, maybe them Stormount boys can do something right.
2-1 to your score in favor of the Disco Turkeys. Advancing to third is Hudson Morgan.
Well, you don't need a base hit to put it in play, I'll say that, but
Infield coming in, it's Roberts, Hall, Halsey, and Repis.
with this infield squeeze, it's going to be a tough way to get one through, but where there's a will, there's a way.
That bloop hit that we seen last night there in the Bermuda Triangle is now a sure hit with the infield coming in.
Oh, for sure, and you can see that left fielder really far back. So I'd pull one here because that center fielder's not going to come across to cover that gap. Right field's pretty far back too, and you're looking at pretty big triangles and holes.
Foul tip. I seen that go to the backstop. Didn't hear the tip. But as you can see, Morgan just stayed put at third. One and two now the count.
Well, you can't risk anything like this. Runner on third, no outs, and that'd be a true rally killer if you got gunned down at the plate.
Especially with nobody out with a runner on third. Downpour getting his sign from the catcher a barrier. Second baseman of Halsey playing just a tad back now. Is that shot into center field? Stone able to catch it, won't matter. Taking a sweet time coming in, as so does Morgan. Tagging up on the sac fly, puts two across in the inning. 3-1 your score in favor of the Turkeys.
Oh, we were talking about runners left in scoring position, having, what was it, 6 on the night so far, but still able to catch plenty of opportunities to come through.
3 batters have come up here in the 4th inning. 2 of those have come across the score already.
It's been a quick inning, but it's been an efficient one, and they're looking to pass the baton now.
And here comes Elijah Palmer, trying to improve his night. So far, he's hitless, 0 for 2.
Well, no better way than the present.
5 hits so far for the Turkeys. 2 of those coming here in this inning alone.
We've seen this offense be really, really good and really consistent. Just unfortunate last night that we got the Dr. Jekyll version of it. But we're getting Mr. Hyde tonight.
The complete opposite of last night. Flip of a dime.
Old Two-Face on there.
The 2-0 offering here upstairs, 3-0. This home plate umpire, a different zone than what we seen last night too. Instead of trying to squeeze it, it's been a lot more open.
Well, it just gives a relaxing feel to the pitchers and the hitters, and it makes you feel more open too, especially when they're very consistent about it. I remember in high school, we'd have an umpire, he'd say, "Guess what, boys? It's National Swing the Bat Day. That zone ain't gonna get any smaller."
A 4-pitch walk to Palmer will bring up Gage Miller. Gage Miller. He's yet to have a technical at bat as he's been walked and hit by a pitch. That hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning came up and in and clipped his helmet.
Well, there are a couple ways to get on base, and those are one of them. And you can take whatever you can get. Maybe you can complete the trifecta with catcher's interference.
Whew. Called a strike upstairs. Breaking pitch able to break over the heart of the plate, 0-1. We've seen back with Gage Miller back last inning. He was able to steal a second with no issues. Let's see here if Elijah Palmer tries to do the same. Won't do it here on the 0-1 as that's downstairs. In a bit of a pickle here, tries a back pick. Will not matter as Palmer is able to take second on the throw.
Well, that's the textbook way you should do it if you're caught in no man's land. Once you're in the middle and you've stopped your feet, the second you see that throw anywhere, you're going the opposite direction, just trying to get into a rundown and extend your life.
The only thing that Barrier could have done better instead of trying to backpick it to Repas would have been just to run at him.
I'll just run him back. That's really all you can do.
Fouled straight back, 1-2. Palmer up to second. Gage Miller now trying to pass the baton down to Kushwa, still with 1 out.
Well, extending life any way you can is good, and runners in scoring position, and we've seen a true offensive inning.
Back-to-back offensive innings, if you will. There's been 3 out of the 4 innings where the Disco Turkeys have pressured as that's popped up in the infield. Third baseman Roberts underneath of it, able to make the grab and to look back Palmer. Second out of the inning. Three of the 4 innings, the Turkeys have had base runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. And only one of those innings, the Turkeys have been able to, in a sense, score from a scoring position.
Well, it hasn't come from hits, I'll say that. Very uncharacteristic of this offense, seeing how many times they've come through with runners in scoring position and been a clutch offensive machine.
Popped up in the infield. Looks like it will leave one man stranded here once again. Shortstop Hall calling for it. Able to make the grab, and indeed so. Runner stranded at second. To the top of the fifth we go. 3-1 in favor of the Turkeys.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
Coming back here, top of the fifth inning, set to lead things off. That's going to be Braden, on the mound. Once again, Braden Rogers here in his fifth inning of work. 3 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run, 1 run not being earned, that is. First pitch here, called a strike to Ben Kilborn.
Well, that unearned run coming off of 2 errant throws, and the only 2 errors that the Disco Turkeys have. But just a frustrating way to give up a run and
Popped up in the infield, Cush underneath of it. Will that stay in fair ground? It will. Won't matter. First out of the inning comes on a 0-1 pop out.
You'll take them any way you can.
Ben Kilborn was the 6th strikeout victim in a row to close out the second inning.
Well, the punch-out's certainly been the effective way for Rogers to do it, and this
Hungry Mothers.
Hungry Mothers, I swear, every game. Everyone gets one, though.
This is inside ball 1. So far, 2 hits on the night for the Hungry Mothers.
You're having trouble speaking it, too. True tongue tie.
Inside 2-0. Well, one of the main similarities is both teams have that brown jersey.
It's more of a black jersey, but still, it's you just get so used to saying one from the previous game and it rolls over.
2-1 now from Rogers, trying to work it back. He has 7 strikeouts on the night alongside 2 walks. He has given up 3 hits. As that's downstairs, trying to overthrow it. Welch able to keep it in front of him, now 3-1. Possibility here of being Rogers' last inning of work. This time, his longest innings is grounded over the Morgan. Has plenty of time firing it over the Cush. Out number 2 of the inning, 2 up, 2 down for the first time since inning number 2.
Well, even though it's his longest outing of work, I'd still be hesitant to pull him. And we've seen this pitching coach let his pitchers ride out maybe far too long.
We've also seen some questionable bullpen action as well.
Well, I haven't seen anyone walk over there yet.
I have not. First pitch here, not sure where that one missed, but Rogers not too unhappy about it. Starting 1-0 here from Rogers to the 8th hole of Brock Halsey. He was the first base runner to reach safely against Rogers. That was a 4-pitch walk back in the 3rd inning. Count evens at 1-1 here. Now 2 outs as Rogers is looking for another 1-2-3 inning. Outside 2-1.
Well, generous calls have been happening all night, and we've seen this expansive zone come in and maybe take the bat out of some of the hitters' hands.
An instance there is that was definitely about a ball inside of the plate, able to back up Halsey, called a strike, and as we were mentioning earlier, another 2-2 count.
He's been effective in these counts, and he's been effective seemingly all game, as that's going to be in the dirt for a strikeout. On the throw to first for Kush, and
Kush just able to pick that one out of the turf as well. A little bit of a low throw from Welch, ended up not mattering. 8th strikeout of the night from Braden Rogers. Coming back here, bottom half of the 5th inning. Turkeys with a 3-1 lead, trying to add any forms of insurance. Lucas Graham set to lead things off for the Turkeys, as there's going to be a new man on the mound. That's going to be Joey Kent. 5 2/3 inning of work through 3 outings. He started one game, came in relief of 2. 6 hits, 7 runs against, all 7 being earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. For a 8.6 ERA.
Well, friendly face, if you will. And it's going to be a tough ride for him tonight, maybe, but.
As for Lucas Graham, he sits 1 for 2 so far tonight, singling on the right and striking out so far. Now a new chance here against the new left-hander of Kent. First pitch here, misses upstairs, ball 1.
Did you ever feel like there were some people that you could just see easier than others?
There definitely was. There was one left-hander I faced at Davie. I just had his number, while most of the other left-handers gave me a challenge.
Everyone gave me a challenge, I would say that. I didn't really see anything.
And that one guy ended up going to Mars Hill. Ended up pitching at Mars Hill.
Good for him. What is that?
The 2-0's grounded over the short. Hall's going to have to hurry. Reap is able to hold on to the back just barely. Retires Graham for out number 1 of the inning.
What is Mars Hill? Is it
I think it's D2.
D2? I figured, but you can never be too sure nowadays.
Next up, right fielder number 4, Jacob Gilney.
Yeah, I do too. And the South Atlantic Conference.
South Atlantic Conference is pretty good. They get some good teams. Brevard's in there, I'm fairly sure.
Yes. This brings up Jacob Gilming. First pitch catches the outside corner. Gilming's 0 for 2 as well. Grounding out to short and popping out in foul ground. Trying to improve his night here. Turkeys have 5 hits so far for 3 runs. Outside called a strike, 0-2. As we were mentioning in the last half, the strike zone's definitely a lot bigger than just a night ago.
Well, let's pin the tail on the donkey, and if you just put it on the board, it's probably going to be called. But at least it's generous on both sides.
Swing and a miss there. First punch out from Joey Kent. This one's going up against Gilming, who falls to 0 for 3 on the night. This will bring up Brock Welch. He's 1 for 2 so far, doubling the left center field gap and grounding up the short. Has enjoyed pulling the ball over to that shortstop area, as there's still a large gap in left center field.
Well, you got one in right center field too. They're really hugging the lines tonight, and I don't really understand it. Personally, I typically want to shade my guys towards the middle because they're going to beat you down the lines regardless.
Not many teams you see play down the lines, as it's a lot easier to hit up the middle. As another instance here, ground to short. Second chance here for Hall, able to be successful on both. A 1-2-3 inning here from Joey Kent takes us to the home. Apologies. Will take us to the top half of the 6th.
Your story. It lives in Winston-Salem. Home to fast cars, slow-cooked barbecue, and old-fashioned charm. Where the past is ever present and the future's as bright as a blue Carolina sky. Your story is the story of Winston-Salem, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Whether it's breaking news in places no one else sees or capturing the natural beauty of our state. And here in the Winston-Salem Journal is where it comes to life.
Coming back here, top of the 6th. New man on the mound, that's Gabe Conley. He'll take over for Braden Rogers. 3 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 1 run on his night. That is not an earned run, as there were 2 throwing errors, 1 advanced runner to third, and 1 brought him home. As Conley's first pitch here called a strike to the 9-hole of Caleb Johnson, the extra hitter.
Well, Rogers did an amazing job, and Conley's got to pick up right where he left off, keeping his Hungry Mother team at bay and keeping this game about where it is.
That one ran inside. I thought that just about clipped him. Must have just got a piece of Welch's glove, sending it down towards the Disco Turkey dugout, that is.
Oh, bullpen's off that way too.
The Disco Turkey side of things. 2 balls and a strike here to Conley. He's 1 for 1 so far, singling into left field. Hardy cut there, evens the count, 2-2. Johnson was the first base hit that the Disco Turkeys gave up. And that was the second base runner for Rogers. Grounded over the second, Graham, underhand flipping it to Kush. 1 up, 1 down here in the 6th.
Well, we've preached about momentum just about this entire night, and things are really rolling in the Turkeys' way.
Conley able to pick up right where Rogers left off earlier today. Woo!
Stutterbug. And...
Not yesterday. We don't want what happened yesterday.
Oh, Lord, no. That'd drive these fans home in droves. They wouldn't stay for the fireworks.
Woo! Bounces down in front of home plate. Welch able to keep it in front of him. 1-0 the count here to the 10-hole. As for Jacob Nestor, he's 0 for 1, grounding out to short. That being a 6-4-3 double play.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
The 1-0 count here fouled straight back into the netting.
Oh, King gets lucky again, avoiding another one that probably could have gone to dude.
Yes.
We're just lucky that something like that hasn't happened yet.
And there's no man here in an orange hat.
No, the orange hat man is gone the way of the dodo.
We will not be seen back here at the couch for this season.
Unfortunate. Maybe he is here in spirit, though.
Catches the inside corner here on the 10-hole of Nestor, down to his last strike. As Gabe Conley looking to pick up where Rogers left off. 8 strikeouts so far in the night for the Disco Turkey pitching staff. Won't happen here as that's upstairs. Another 2-2 count.
We got to start putting a count on how many times it's been 2-2, and we got the strikeout tally, but the 2-2 tally could come in handy. Let's shot third base. Miller on over to Kush, and
an infield error as Miller not able to hold on to it cleanly. Fielded it fine, but trying to get it out of his glove. Bobbled it twice, still tried to hurry up the throw.
Trouble on the transfer, but thank goodness he didn't make a throwing error. At that point, you got to just eat it. Because we've already had 2 on the night, and you can't really afford to give up that extra base.
This will bring up number 48. That's the leadoff man of Grant Stone. He's the 1 runner to score so far for the Hungry Mothers. Singling to first base, able to beat out a little bit of a play from Kush. Yeah. Ended up going first to third as Rogers' pickoff move went down the right field line, then scored on a back pick the first, where that ball went into right field.
Just unfortunate, and hopefully there's no repeat of circumstances here.
Hopefully not. Runner on first, 1 out. To the leadoff man. He struck out back in the first inning. Once again, 1 of 6 in a row. That started this one off for Rogers. 1-0 catches the outside corner. Good framework there from Welch. That was definitely a ball and a half off, which was able to work back over the heart of the plate.
Yeah, it's going to be a night, but honestly, oh,
Tried to hit the curveball on the outside corner. Ended up letting it slide just a little bit too much, not being able to close it off.
you gotta admit, he's able to work his corners and paint the black, but
Umpire not wanting to give it to him there as that's popped up in the infield. Second baseman Graham underneath of it, backpedaling into the outfield portion of the grass. Out number 2 of the inning. This will bring up the 2-hole of Ronnie Hall. He's a strikeout victim twice so far tonight. Two of the 8, that is. Both of those coming up against Rogers. As for Conley, still looking to get his first punch out. Although an out, still an out nonetheless. I'd like to try and get this strikeout number up as high as we can tonight in this final game.
that's a good goal to achieve, but
I'd like to see double digits.
the stat sheet doesn't really matter when it comes to the amount of punch outs you have. It's just how you're getting those outs.
Your runner on first is Jacob Nestor after reaching on an air to third. Increasing his lead by a step, Conley fires it in, goes inside on Hall, nearly clipped him on the front hip, 2-0.
Well, erratic is one of the words that you can describe this, and I think that was the word I was looking for the other night.
Yes. The 2-0 here. Back-to-back lefties on the mound here for the Turkeys. That being Rogers and now Conley. Both a similar delivery here, and they've both been just as effective so far. 2 balls and a strike here. The JT Thompson. Apologies, Ronnie Hall. Firing in the 2-1, grounded over in the right field. That's going to be a 2-out single. Advancing runners now first and second. Hall was 0 for 2 on the night with 2 strikeouts. Having the new arm on the mound definitely came out to help him here. Singling in front of Gilming and right.
Well, things are just getting a little bit more congested and complicated as the night goes on, and I have a feeling that things will come to play and things will come into fruition, but just a nice piece of hitting through the 3-4 and able to advance at least runners 90 feet, but still trying to look for a way out of it, if you will.
That puts the runner in scoring position here in the top of the 6th. No 2 out, so we're 1 pitch away from it, but we're also 1 pitch away from making it a 3-2 game.
Well, it couldn't even flip to that. It could be 4-3 if the power numbers look good.
As for Thompson, he's 0 for 1 so far. That gets away from Welch to the backstop. Now runners are up the second and third, 90 feet away from scoring their second run.
Well, you've got to limit damage control and just settle down here. Take a breather, take a break, and relax yourself, because in a 3-1 game, you can't afford giving up 2-out base hits or 2-out walks.
Pass balls lead to free runs, and those come up to bite you, especially in these close games.
Well, we've seen Marion have that happen to them, and it'd only be right for karma to come back around.
Pop straight back. That's going to get out of play. Down to their last strikes, JT Thompson. He struck out back in the first inning. He's walked in the 4th. Ended up being thrown out at home from Gilming, trying to jump over Welch. As for Welch, he was able to read it like a book and apply the tag.
Well, I mean, you're just fortunate to gun one down there, and
That just misses upstairs. Conley thought that was strike 3. And as we were mentioning, back to another 2-2 count.
well, that tally's got to be up to 10 at this point, and I think it's going to continue just about all night. The 2-2.
Gets outside. Welch able to keep it close enough to him to keep. Apologies here to keep Nestor over at third. Full count. There is a free base to put him. Conley not wanting to use it.
I wouldn't want to either. I'd want to get out of this mess.
One pitch away from the inning. Won't happen here. A full count walk loads the bases.
Where's that rosin bag when you need it? Rogers might want to give her a toss out there.
There's one back there using it now. Throws it down on the back of the mound in disgust.
Well, he hasn't given up a run yet, and you're still in a good situation, although you got a dangerous hitter at the plate now. As the initial will be called a strike on the
0-1 to Reapus. He singled back in the 4th inning with 2 outs. Turkey's trying to prevent that here. Your 3 runners on bases. Nestor at 3rd, Hall at 2nd, Thompson over at 1st. Popped out of play, 0-2. The Turkeys have left bases loaded twice so far tonight. They're trying to return the favor here to the Hungry Mothers.
Well, you feel it when you leave runners on base, and they've had 7 so far tonight left on, and being able to put one away here would be critical for this Turkey defense.
The 0-2 here from Conley. Fires it in, fouled off, will redo it. Count remains 0-2. Once again, Reapus was a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. That was one of the 6 in a row from Braden Rogers.
Well, looking for another K here, and preferably get yourself out of this jam that you've created.
Talking to Braden Rogers prior to this game, this is going to be his last outing as this is grounded to 2nd. Graham going to have to hurry over the cush in time. Holding on to the bag, leaves the bases stranded. To the home half of the 6th we go. Score still in favor of the Turkeys, 3-1. Coming back here, bottom of the 6th inning, Northeast is set to start things off. Had a single in the right to lead things off in the 4th. Came across the score as the first pitch here misses outside from Joey Kent. The new graphic up on the stream here is pitching strikeouts. As you can see, the Disco Turkeys have thrown 8, all 8 of those coming from Braden Rogers. And there's been 3 so far here for the Hungry Mothers.
Well, it's been a pitcher's game, but missed opportunities on both sides, leaving in total 10 runners between the two teams on base.
Downstairs 3-0 as Barrier Stowe gets away from Joey Kent. Hall gonna have to throw it back in now. This is just even more work that Joey Kent's having to do, besides just throwing it.
Well, you never want to feel like you're doing it by yourself and working by yourself, but one of the better outings we've seen from Joey Kent tonight, and
that goes up and in. A 4-pitch walk will start things off here in the 7th. So far, there's only been one, 2, 3 inning thrown for the Hungry Mothers. That was back in the 5th, negating a double play here. It won't happen in the 6th.
Oh, you can never be too sure.
And this will bring up the top of the lineup up for Hudson Morgan. Singling in his last at bat, coming across the score. He singled back in this first, making him 2 for 3 so far in the night. Norisa did not attempt to steal back in his last time on the bases. That coming back in the 4th inning.
Well, looks like we got a coaching change over there at third base.
So, head coach no longer the third base coach. AJ Lewis still the first base coach. That's the pitching coach for the Turkeys this season.
Well, we've seen questionable calls from this Turkey bullpen, and taking a guy out in the middle of a heater that he's on it's a tough call.
And as I was getting ready to say the last inning, this was Braden Rogers' last outing this season in a Turkeys uniform.
He's not going to be pitching for the playoffs.
Not in the playoffs now. Norisa attempts to steal second in there safely. First stolen base where Norisa puts a runner on second, nobody out for the leadoff man of Morgan at the plate.
Is that a ball? I thought he gave him a ball. I'm not sure. I think 1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 balls in this.
He did 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, okay. 1-2 the count here. Northeast of the runner on second. Shot center field coming in on its stone. A little bit there in Bermuda's triangle, but able to make the grabs. Hall falling back behind him, but able to hold on to it. We've seen one of those back last night against the Wampus Cats. Luckily for the Disco Turkeys, that dropped. Unfortunately, here tonight, it didn't.
Next up, DH number 14, Andrew Hall.
Well, thank goodness Norris stole second base, otherwise a double play would end the inning, but that's taken off the board. And just a base hit scores a run and extends this Turkey lead.
With another runner now in scoring position for the Turkeys.
Hasn't fared well.
Housley holding on the runner at second. Left-handed Joey Kent on the mound. He's with a decent-sized lead, staying put, walking it forward a little bit. Swinging a miss on a slider. That ran way inside. Barrier able to keep it in front of him to Andrew Hall. Has 2 RBIs here tonight. Sack fly in the 4th, followed by a home run in the 3rd inning. And you can see that the center fielder Stone and left fielder Thompson's playing back. They don't want a ball to beat them behind them.
Well, in turn, they're creating a massive alley in right center field, and that's just free real estate right there.
And with 2 strikes, your approach is
typically backside for the right-handed hitter. So
right-handed hitter with a runner in scoring position. You want to hit behind the runner alongside a two-strike approach to put it in play, and if you're late, it's going to go backside.
Yeah, just giving a lot of ground for Kilborn to cover, and
the 0-2 offering here. Does that catch the outside corner? It does, and Hall's not happy about it at all.
I wanted to argue calls, but
He's been calling them all night, though. He's been calling them.
That's been called just about all night, but really taking the bat out of his hands there.
4 strikeout of the night for the Hungry Mothers. Second one of the night here from Kent. And 2 from Charlie. Apologies from Talon Poe. 2 outs here in the inning. Runner on second, Esau. It's going to take a base hit now to score him. 0-1. Issa still being held on by the second baseman of Halsey with the right-handed batter up. That's Elijah Palmer. He's walked and stole a base so far tonight, grounding out and flying out prior to that.
Honestly, you could really throw the defense off by putting a hard bunt past the pitcher into second base. And just anything backside, really creating that hole. And we've seen this throughout the year with the Hungry Mothers, kind of shooting themselves in the foot with defensive placement.
As for the Disco Turkeys against the Hungry Mothers, one of the common themes is the Disco Turkeys being able to run rule them.
That has been a true statement.
Grounded right back up the middle. Going to be a tough play in the shallow center field. Trying to throw it up. That goes up the line. But coming across the score is Norisa from second. Chasing hard now up to second's Palmer. Throw a wild throw there from Barrier. Not even able to get it to second base. Now puts a runner back into scoring position. A single with an error.
Well, I don't even know how you begin to put that in the stat sheet. And single and error is about the best you can do. But I really think there's 2 on that. The error of Halsey thrown over Repis, but Repis also overthrowing Barrier and allowing Issa to score.
And at third baseman, number 6, Dick Miller.
But we've seen it not with the hits, but with the throwing errors
One came across.
that the Turkeys have scored their runs from either second or third base.
4-1 your score now. Turkeys up to a 3-run lead. As Norisa was able to come across and score.
Ball strike.
Your runner on second now is Elijah Palmer, who took the spot of Issa. Called a pitch on the outside corner. Up at the plate's Gage Miller. He's reached on a walk hit by pitch and he's flown up to the third base. That gets away from Barrier.
Hit his foot, didn't it?
Going back in the second was Palmer. He thought about trying to take third. He retreats back as that was almost clipping the back foot of Gage Miller. He says it didn't, and it's 2-1. 2-2, that is. 1-2. 1-2.
Oh, confusing signals from the
1
umpire,
and 2.
confusing signs as well. As it really did look like it clipped him on the back foot, and you could almost hear a sound of it too.
Grounded over in the right field, has a chance to bring home 1. Palmer coming around third. Throw going to be clipped off by the first baseman of Repis. Would have been a chance to have a play at the plate. Won't matter. 5-1's your score.
Well, you see the third base coach give him the stop sign, and he just runs through it and gets the 5th run across, and the Turkeys are really pushing the envelope now.
Had a chance for Repis to stop it. I just about thought he did, and that would have ended the inning. But that keeps the inning alive with Oliver Cush to the box, runner on first. That being Gage Miller after an RBI single in the right. Goes inside, nearly clips him. First batter of the inning was a left-handed hitter of Norisa. He ended up drawing a walk, stealing second, and came across to score on the RBI single from Palmer. The second lefty of the inning, currently up now and heading to count 1-0.
Well, they're just going to let him run out there. And
hard to cut there. That pitch was upstairs. But according to Miller, it looked like a beach ball.
Oh, you have those moments where you just see it, and it's just up there. I've had my fair share. I've had one at my eyes before.
With the count even 1-1, the Turkeys are looking to add on some more pressure. 4-run lead, another cut there on a pitch outside. As we're down to the last strike here against Cush. He struck out back in the first inning, one of the 4 strikeout victims so far. As there's been 2 from each pitcher so far. 1 from Poe, 2 from Poe, and 2 from Kent. Runner takes off for second, chop fouled. Count remains 1-2. As Gage Miller will have to retreat back in the first base. I have no idea. It looked like some of the lights went out here behind home plate.
Well, I saw that flash. I'm praying it's not lightning.
Runner takes off for second once again. That pitch misses inside. A stolen base here for Gage Miller. Not drawing a throw. Definitely seen that flash there. Unsure of what it was.
Well, we've had light issues and lighting issues.
Both in the same game as well. 2 different delays at that.
I ran that stream up to about 4.5 hours.
2-2, runner takes off for third. Pop foul this one right back here at us.
He missed it.
Yeah, that's one of my teammates.
2-2 here. Let's see if Gage Miller tries to take off for second again or won't, as that's a diving snag made by the second baseman of Halsey. That will end the inning. To the top of the 7th we go.
Could be lightning.
Coming back here, top of the 7th inning we go. Half an inning away from the 7th inning stretch. Turkey's up 5-1. Conley out on the mound for his second inning of work, taking over for Braden Rogers, who's done a spectacular job here tonight.
Spectacular job coming from this Cisco Turkeys pitching staff, and at least more comforting than what was presented last night.
Indeed so. Down and in, 1-1 to count. I turned it off. Yeah. Leading things off, here's Luke Roberts grounding out the short in his last at bat. That was the last batter during the 4th inning. Hardy cut there, gets it by him, 1-2 from Conley. There's a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Conley looking to get his first strikeout here in his 2nd inning of work.
Well, he's not really a strikeout guy. He's been able to get these guys to ground out and put balls in play and find gloves, but he'll get one there.
First strikeout of the night. That's the 9th strikeout here for the Disco Turkey pitching staff. First one for Conley. With the updated graphic here on YouTube.
Well, I will say this. The announcer's jinx is real, and it truly is the opposite of whatever you predict.
Besides whatever you did about last week.
That one was fluke. I think I'll never be able to do that again.
Beginner's luck.
Truly is.
First pitch down and in, misses to number 5 of Ben Kilborn, the right fielder. Downstairs once again, 2-0, falling behind the count. In a sense, has been normal here for Conley, but he's been able to work out of most of these jams, as we've seen a lot of 2-2 counts so far, and it wouldn't be surprising if we see one here to Ben Kilborn.
Well, he's just got that bulldog mentality, and he'll go in there and he'll get stuff done. It doesn't matter the result or how it, or what it takes to get it. He's been proven to go in and just dominate wherever he can.
Kilborn popped out the first in his last at bat. That was in the 5th inning. Trying to get a similar result here as that's grounded over the short. Morgan having the hurry on the run over the cush in time. 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th. This will bring up Britt Barrier, the catcher. He's grounded out the short and popped up the 3rd so far. He was the first batter not to strike out tonight. Down in the 7 hole.
Well, that's not the stat you want if you're a Marion hungry mother, but it's a stat you want if you're a turkey.
As for Conley, he's looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He had a little bit of a stretch back in his last inning in the 6th inning, leaving runners stranded. Trying to do the opposite here and not even allowing one base runner.
Well, he's really coming to fruition as this game's progressed, and not allowing anything to really bother him when it comes to being on that mound.
Off-speed pitch, catches the top half of the zone, works it back now 1-1. As they're trying to find a way to close out this top half of the 7th. Outside, missing the zone, 2-1. 7 outs remain here for the Hungry Mothers in order to claw their way back in. The Turkeys with 6 outs as well to add any more forms of insurance.
Bullpen.
Hot shot into the bullpen, and you're lucky a reliever didn't just get murdered over there. Goodness. That ball had some spice on it.
That's one of the things you got to watch out with a left-handed batter up. Those shots down to the 3rd base side bullpen. Upstairs, full count, and that happened on a 2-2 count.
Well, we've had at least 11 of those suckers, I think. I have no clue, but it's felt like it.
Payoff pitch upcoming here from Conley. He's walked 1 so far. He's struck out 1 as well. Hopefully for one of the 2 outcomes. The payoff pitch, downstairs, ball 4. And this will not be a 1-2-3 inning.
You can't have them all, man.
There's still a chance here if he tries to steal second if Welch is able to gun him down.
I always feel like a 1-2-3 inning, you have to not have anyone on, and it has to be in consecutive order. I always feel like a stolen base or a caught stealing kind of nullifies that.
In a sense it does, but on the record book, 3 batters came up.
Yeah.
Downstairs, ball 1 to Brock Halsey. He's a strikeout victim as well, alongside drawing a walk. So he's 0 for 1 so far here in the 7th.
Looking to get a base hit on the board and
Grounded
not
it.
gonna happen.
Miller decides to go to Graham at second instead of taking the out at first. Regardless here, fielder's choice will end the threat of the 7th. To the home half we go. Turkey's leading by 4. Coming up here, bottom half of the 7th, there's only 2 base hitters. Base hitters. There's only 2 batters that have not got a hit for the Turkeys. It's the man on deck and the man in the hole.
Well, I guess you could call it a base hitter if you really wanted to.
Hopefully there'll be a base hitter.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Starting off here, 1-0 to Lucas Graham, singling back in the 3rd. Ended up being stranded as well. He struck out and grounded out. Besides that single in the 3rd. Trying to get back into the hit column and be the first batter for the Turkeys with 2 hits. Won't happen here. Grounded over to Halsey the Repus in time, out number 1.
We've seen Kent come in and kind of dominate, if you will, giving up those 2 runs, but I wouldn't even really put it on his fault.
He's looked a lot more solid than Poe has to start. His command gave similar starts to the starting pitcher for the Wampus Cats yesterday.
Oh, absolutely.
And here comes one of those 2 still looking to get their first hit of the night. It's Jacob Gilming, the right fielder. Up and out, ball 1.
He also really hasn't gotten too many competitive pitches.
He's grounded out to short, flew out in foul ground, and struck out so far tonight.
Oh, rough stat line, but you can always erase that by getting a hit. 250 is better than nothing.
Up and out, 2-0. I'd even take a walk at this point, but I know he's looking for a hit.
Oh, you gotta be. That's the way you keep yourself in the game.
Nobody's ever wanting to get walked, especially when they're in college summer ball trying to get as many opportunities as they can, going back into their collegiate career, if you will.
Oh, I never was mad whenever I got walked. I'd take whatever I could get.
I'd never be mad about it, giving yourself that opportunity. But any chance to help your own stat line, I would take as well. The 3-0 here goes back. That's going to be a hit by pitch. Dead ball.
Well, there's the first one of the night. It should be the second, but
That's one of the things you hate even more than even just being hit by a pitch, being hit on a 3-0 count, where it would have been a ball 4 regardless.
yeah, it just feels almost pointless. Like, you wore this for what? And especially around the ankle, too.
If it was on a 2-strike count, 0-0, 1-0, you could understand it. But at 3-0, it would have been ball 4 anyway. Would have had
Most
that
painful
free
ball
base.
4 you can get.
It's also different whenever you lean into one on a 3-0 count compared to one of those where you just can't get out of the way, which Gilman could. Now up's Brock Welch. That hit by pitch is his first time on base. And as for Brock Welch, he's looking to be his first time on base as well. Grounding out the short twice. Apologies there. He's doubled in the left center field. I stand corrected.
Well, he's been on, and you just got to be grateful for it.
So everyone to this point, prior to one, has a base hit. The only one without a base hit is the runner on first right now, but has reached on a hit by pitch.
But we have 7 hits.
I think you're missing a hit, Dad.
Am I?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8.
Well, they shot that one back, and he's got that double pop, and that was one of the more awkward doubles you've seen.
It definitely was.
It looked more like a single than anything else, and able to stretch it out when the runner was advancing to third.
Some of these guys not getting too much playing time while at their college during their regular season, as that's grounded over the third, hard hit, trying to turn it into a double play. 5-4, able to get the fielder's choice. Running up the third now as well, up to second that is Welch, as that may have gone out of play.
Well, kind of a goofy throw from Roberts over there at third. T-Rex armed it a little bit, and a tough transfer for Halsey over there at second base.
Luckily for the Hungry Mothers, they were able to get one out of it, though there's now a runner on second with 2 outs.
Throw an error.
Yeah.
Yeah, fielder's choice wouldn't be a hit, and then an error.
Where's there?
Down to the 9 hole for Norisa. Singled in the right, ended up coming across the score. Has a stolen base as well, alongside a walk. He scored 2 runs so far tonight. First pitch here, chop going to be a play for Halsey at second. A little bit of a redemption here, underhand flipping it to Repus in plenty of time. To the top of the 8th we go. It's 5-1 in favor of the Turkeys. Coming back here, top of the 8th inning. Starting to come down to the closing moments here for the Hungry Mothers. They trail by 4. New man on the mound, that's Jackson Green, set to get things started. At the plate, it's Caleb Johnson here in his 3rd at bat, singling into left and grounding out the 2nd. First pitch here, 1-0. Misses downstairs, 2-0.
Well, we've seen that call repeatedly tonight, but not here and not in a tight game. Well, it's still 4 runs, and that can come quick.
They're down to the last 6 outs, which could be a quick 6, or it could be a very long 6 outs.
Did you ever try to change your philosophy come later in the game when down a bit with a few outs to spare? Because I know some coaches, they'll be like, don't swing until you get a strike, or shorten up, put anything in play.
Some of the biggest changes that my coaches have said in a closing games when you're losing by more than 1 or 2 runs is stop trying to do too much damage. Just try and base hit after base hit.
Get on base.
Extend the counts. As that's grounded over the 3rd. Miller has 1 play over the cush in plenty of time. Out number 1.
So just death by 100 paper cuts, basically.
Trying to just pass the baton without getting too many outs.
Well, we've seen that come out of this lineup sometimes, and it's been very spotty at points.
During the first half of the game, you want to try and get those extra base hits. Try and leave the yard. As it comes down to the wire.
Well, he tried to leave the yard there, and an absolute mammoth hack.
In situations like these with no runners on, in a sense that 1 run's not going to matter. As the solo shot from Andrew Hall back in the 3rd inning, although it gave the Turkeys a 1-0 lead, it's just 1 run.
It is. It's just one little tally mark, and it's the ability of coming through when it matters. That big swings and big misses coming here.
3 hearty cuts in a row leads to a strikeout to Jacob Nestor. That's a first strikeout for the Disco Turkey pitching staff since the first out of the 7th. And that's the 10th strikeout for the Disco Turkey pitching staff. We got it.
Digits.
Here in this last regular season home game.
Congratulations.
This will take us to the top of the lineup for Grant Stone. Ended up scoring in a wild manner back in the 4th inning. Still, that's the only run that's come across the score.
We've seen a drastic improve in this Turkey's bullpen as we got some sizzle coming off the hand of Green. He is slinging it out there.
Pitch misses outside. Count evens 1 apiece here as we just passed 9 o'clock as our start time was 6:30.
A 2.5-hour game? That's not bad.
Shot right field. Gilman coming in on it. Able to get a great read, but not able to make the grab. Head his glove, but not able to hold on to it. Fires it back in the cush.
Almost had one of the weird pickoffs at first base, trying to stretch something into a double. Gilman able to maintain control and fire it back into Cush at first.
We've seen a lot of wild things happen tonight, and that's one of the more wilder things we have. A tailor-made way to end this inning, going 1, 2, 3.
I think it got in the lights.
This will bring up the 2-hole of Ronnie Hall. Disco Turkeys with 4 errors here tonight. Not something you're used to seeing from the Disco Turkeys. For the Hungry Mothers, they only have 1. Ronnie Hall singling in his last at-bat back in the 6th inning, and he struck out twice before.
Well, we've seen these errors not matter, and good defensive plays coming out of them with that gun down from Gilman off the wall and a great relay earlier in this game with a jumping tag.
Pitch catches the outside corner, 0-2. Palmer moving over to the right side of the Wake Forest logo. A big gap in the left center field hole.
They're playing in, too.
Hardy cut there, fouls it off. Count remains 0-2. You can see that the hungry mothers are doing just about the opposite of what I was saying. They are trying to tack on as much as they can and try and change the score with one swing of a bat.
Well, sometimes it's effective and sometimes it isn't, but when you have the outfield playing this far in almost, you kind of want to poke it over, and that's going to be shot into the gap and caught on the run for Graham. Phenomenal play in the triangle. Turkeys lead 5-1 going into the bottom of the 8th, and they're truly in the driver's seat.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
I hear that from my grandma and all that.
Coming back here, bottom half of the 8th inning. Last chance for the Disco Turkeys to add any form of insurance.
Well, if I'm them, I'm trying just to kind of swing for the fences almost.
It's their last chance to pull one out here at the couch.
And really put yourself in the record books here, but
A handful of these players, it might be their last collegiate at bat as well.
well, an emotional moment, and even though you do have the playoffs, some of them won't return, and this is a profound moment for quite a few of them.
Pitch catches the outside corner to Morgan.
And that really puts pressure on Marion when they come up to hit.
Same situation for them as well, trying to not lose their last game.
But you're on the opposite end. And unfortunately, for a lot of us, when you're done, you're done. Either you're done after your senior year of high school. Some are told at 18, some are told at 40. But most people always end on a loss.
And Hudson Morgan's last at bat here tonight is a hit by a pitch. Hit him right there in his back pocket. And you can see it stings him a little bit, taking a little bit of effort going down to that first base line.
What did that last day feel like for you?
It was definitely emotional. It was a day I never thought would happen.
You never want it to happen. Well, I mean, you get one more.
I finished my high school career, didn't expect to play any sort of college baseball, got to college baseball, finished my second year at Rockingham, knowing I was going to have the Disco Turkeys that summer. Then after the Disco Turkeys was the last time I ever played college baseball.
Well, you get that one last chance to go out there for.
While I was playing with the Disco Turkeys, I was doing this as well on the mic. So in a sense, I've never really left the game. And Greg Sullivan told me earlier today that I'm going to have a chance to play with the Hungry Mothers next weekend in this tournament.
Well, congratulations to you. I know that last day, it hits you like a ton of bricks, but I was kind of ready for it to be done. I knew this is what I wanted to do, and baseball wasn't exactly in the cards for me, as I watched everything go from the bench, but it's the way it's got to be.
Andrew Hall looking for a second home run of the night. The only one to do that here at the couch is Ty Vespi,
Well,
who's
he's
not playing tonight.
Hall is certainly swinging for it, and he might run into one in a 1-2 count. They're not going to give him a fastball, but they're probably going to give him a curveball, and if he hangs it, it's done.
John Rule taking over for Kent. You know, he's looking for a very solid last performance here in the 8th inning.
Well, it's what you can ask for, and
in a sense, he might want to try and throw a fastball by him.
To show him up and say, hey, this is what I got, you're going to hit it.
Battle of the forces here in the 8th inning. 1-2, Morgan takes off for a second, shot into right field. That's going to drop in front of Kilborn. Going around second is Morgan, going first to third on the stolen base.
Excellent hit and run there, and while it's not a home run, it's certainly going to go down as an absolute barrel. Tattooed that one into right field, and that's going to bring up number 16.
Of Elijah Palmer. Palmer has an RBI single back in the 6th inning, and here's a chance for him to get another RBI as well. He was hit by a pitch, he's walked, singled, and flown out. Apologies, and stand corrected, RBI single, walk, and 2 ground outs so far tonight, trying to improve his night. Runner takes off for a second, and will draw a no throw as Andrew Hall. First technical stolen base of this 8th inning.
Now we're going to see a hit by pitch.
Infield coming in. Ooh, Hardy cut there. Ends up swinging and getting a load of fresh air, 0-2.
Well, second and third is certainly a precarious situation, especially with no outs, but you're just trying to take this one batter at a time and whatever you can get.
The 0-2 offering here misses the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes.
Well, the Marion defense certainly trying to keep this a close game, as the infield of Roberts, Hall, Housey, and Repas are as about as in as you can get.
Hall and Morgan second and third. The 1-2 misses downstairs. Has a chance to be called for strike 3, but we'll see another 2-2 count.
Well, we've seen this flip both ways, but a kind of weird no call there, especially this late into a game.
4-run lead so far for the Turkeys, trying to press it on as Palmer. That one will catch the outside corner, sits him down, first out of the inning. As we have ourselves another strikeout. 15 combined strikeouts for both squads. Most of those coming from Braden Rogers. Infield still playing in here with an out, as the runner on third could be an important run going into the 9th inning.
Could be, but insurance is really just the name of the game, and covering yourself, even though you have a 4-run lead, that can be eviscerated in one swing. It's that 5th run that you really want.
Back last night, both Iwari and the Disco Turkeys scored 4 runs apiece in both sides of the 9th inning. There were 8 runs scored in that 9th.
Well, that dragged out an increasingly ruthless game for the Turkeys.
The 0-1 here's fouled straight back, 0-2. As for John Rule, it looks like he's trying to strike out the side after putting runners second and third.
Well, that's a great way to bounce back and come into a position where you're only down 4, and you're still in it.
The 0-2 here. Not able to hold a swing, but a strike regardless. Back-to-back strikeouts. Now leads for Oliver Kush to try and get a base hit to bring home 2. And now the infield going back.
Well, just able to take a breather here and relax, but you're not out of the woods yet.
Right center field looks wide open right there in front of the Novant Health sign.
Especially for a pull lefty, that's kind of a golden ticket in an alleyway.
Fouled straight back 0-1. Nearly clipped the man on deck of Lucas Graham.
Well, he's really trying to pull one here, and if I'm a center fielder, I'm not taking those steps over towards left center. I'm trying to shade more up the middle, if not towards right center.
The hard-throwing John Rule, I guess in a sense, is making Stonewana think that the batter of Kush is going to pull it back. Instead, it's popped up in the infield. First baseman calling for it. Reapus underneath of it. Able to make the grab. And leaves runners on second and third once again. To the top half of the ninth we go. It's going to take 3 outs for the Turkeys to come home victorious and win this final regular season game. Coming back here, top half of the ninth inning, this final regular season home game comes into the hands of Ty Vespi.
Well, he's certainly been an offensive force this game, but on the mound's a different story. We have no clue. I don't think I've ever seen him pitch before in my life.
It's definitely a new sight here. It's going to take 3 outs to come out victorious here against the Hungry Mothers for about the 13th time this season.
Well, it certainly feels that way, and Destiny has its own little way of...
All-speed pitch catches the outside corner. First strike thrown from Vespi with the count evens 1-1.
And you can see the dugout start to get into it now, and they're telling him and giving him tips on how to throw that curve.
And that's what's thrown there. Grounded over the second. Graham fires it over the Kush. 1 up, 1 down here for Vespi.
But you might as well save that baseball and throw it into the dugout. First pitching strikeout, well, first pitching out of his Disco Turkey career, and he's looking mighty fine.
This is going to bring up of Owen Reapus. He's singled once, stat line 1 for 3.
They're radar checking him.
You got the radar down here behind home plate.
Well, I think this is a special occasion, and Reapus is batting from the other side. It looks like someone fact check me on that, but
They could be a pinch hitter as well. Not too sure here, so we don't have numbers.
27.
27 popped out the short of Morgan. 27 indeed is a pinch hitter of Graham Irving.
Okay, I was about to say, giving him a little bit too much of an edge there. 2 down in this 9th inning.
It's going to come down to the bat of number 43, that being of Dawson Toole, another pinch hitter.
I'll give him one last rep, if you will, and I might as well start standing on my feet and getting ready to walk out the door, because Ty Vespi looks to be in complete control of this game.
Throwing some heat, just missing the outside corner, 1-0 here to start things off against Toole.
Oh, getting an autograph down there too.
Oh, we got a radar gun doubling as an autograph. That's nice.
1-0 from Vespi, curveball grounded left field side. That's going to go foul.
This curveball working.
Trying to backhand it was Miller.
I think it's,
What it mattered is that was 10 feet foul.
Oh, you could have sectioned off that new sheets in between that one, but
I think that's the only thing you got working right now is that off speed.
A ball and a strike here from Vespi against Toole. Firing it in, up and in, 2-1.
Nope.
didn't get the strike call there, but certainly a great pitch, changing levels, and I'd say it comes back with 2 straight curves.
The 2-1 from Vespi, down and in. Vespi looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Gonna have to work from the trenches here, down in the count, 3-1. This looks solid so far, trying to find a way and close it out. Upstairs, ball 4.
This late in the game, I can understand taking walks, but
It's going to take a miracle here for the Hungry Mothers, which I said that yesterday about the Disco Turkeys, where they scored 4 runs in the home half of the night. Still down by 7 runs at the end of the night. This is Ben Kilborn at the plate. First pitch swinging. That's going to be fouled into the parking lot and more than likely a windshield.
more than likely those new fireworks that they're going to be launching off tonight.
Fireworks in a different spot here tonight. It's going to be down that first base line inside the fairgrounds where all the fair rides are usually set up, compared to the left field for the 4th of July. Indeed, so as you can hear the horn going off in the parking lot.
Well, thank goodness it ain't my car. That's all I gotta say. Always park straight behind the stadium if you can.
Down that first base line is just asking for a broken windshield.
Well, if you have insurance, you're always covered.
1-1 the count. Toole reaches up to second. Kilborn at the plate facing a 1-1 count. Ty Vespi from the stretch. Right down the heart of the plate, working at 1-2. Down to the last strike of this regular season.
He needs a strikeout.
Vespi going for the punch out here, and you can almost sense it.
Looking for punch out number 11 of the night.
Here it comes.
The 1-2 upstairs, 2-2. And it comes down to this 2-2 count.
Well, knowing Vespi, he's the type of man to go in and try and get whatever he can done. And you can see he's going to reach back and absolutely fire one.
Down and in.
Stolen base.
Yes, Toole would take third, as that 1 run means nothing. If he does come across the score, it's still a 3-run game. As we have a full count here from Ty Vespi. He's going to work back from the windup. Is Toole going to try and steal home?
Well, Toole seems like the man to run on just about anything.
Chop down the third base side. Miller, ranging to his left, fires it over the cush in time, picks it out of the turf. That will do it, and that will do it for this regular season. Turkeys take it home. Final score 5-1, getting the 13th victory over the Hungry Mothers. Once again, final score 5-1 in favor of the Disco Turkeys. Playoffs will be at Rich Park. They're at Mando Field in Moxville, North Carolina. That's going to start on Tuesday.
The fireworks tonight will be cut off.
But that's going to do it here for the live stream, but there will be post-game fireworks. Yeah, that will be here on YouTube, but that's it for the commentary. Final score, 5-1.
Thank you to the fans that tune into these streams day in and day out. It was a great regular season with y'all, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.